Okay, our final example of graphing inequalities, this one's not already solved. Of course, it's got the negated inequality too, so that'd be my first priority. So again, I see an inequality problem, I see a slash through the inequality symbol. The first thing I want to do is interpret that correctly. So negative x plus 4 and 2 are still right where they are. Not greater than means less than or equal to. Again, there's always the three options. Whatever they're throwing out, it's the other option or options. So not greater than, the other two leftovers are less than and equal to. I want to always get x all by itself in order to graph an inequality. So the first thing I would do is move the 4 over here. That gets me negative x is less than or equal to negative 2. I want it to be positive x, not negative x, so I have to make it become positive. To change this sign, I have to change that sign. And if I change both signs, the inequality switches direction. The equals part stays equal though. All right, so, and with variables, with the abstractness of that, sometimes people don't see the obviousness of this, but let me show you why it's so obvious. Does everybody agree that 8 is, or let's go negative 8 is less than 10? That's obvious, right? Okay. If I were to change the signs, this becomes positive, this becomes negative. Which one's bigger? 8, right? So you're changing both signs. That's what's happening. With numbers, it's very obvious. It should, I mean, not necessarily just as obvious with letters, but again, the same thing's happening. So this is what happens with numbers. If I do the same thing with letters, these are both negative, I change both signs, the inequality direction is going to switch because of that. If they happen to be equal, 6 equals 6, right? If I change the signs, they're still equal, right? So there's an equals to, it stays equal. But the inequality, the order of the inequality switches direction when you change signs. So keep that in mind. It does happen often enough that you have to think about it. All right. So anytime that you have a negative in front of the x, once you make it a positive and change both of those signs, that inequality flips. We're graphing based on the set of real numbers. We're graphing everything greater than or equal to 2. So again, drawing a good number line, straight line with arrows, at least 5 dashes. I want this number to be somewhere around the middle. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is a good place for it. Greater than or equal to 2. Again, with reals, we have to make that open or closed decision. The equals 2 makes it a closed decision, a filled in circle. And greater than goes to the right, so we're going to shade off to the right. Make this arrow much bolder and bigger than the other arrow to show that it goes on forever, graphing that direction.